Go on, guys, Bree, get one of yourself, son. And what a great goal! So, shoots!
What is going on, everybody? You're very welcome back to Leeds Bros for your Friday night live stream. That is absolutely jam-packed. I am not going to lie to you. We're going to bring you through your Newcastle and Leeds United preview. So the usual, we'll give you a recent form, head-to-head, all the team news you need to know. We'll give our predicted starting 11 and we'll give our score predictions as well. Then it'll be over to you guys then in the comment section below to let us know your score predictions and your starting lineup as well. And then in the second half of the show, then we're going to run through all the latest transfer news because it's been a mental day for Leeds United. So absolutely loads to get into, loads to unpack. As always, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. Hit subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And as always, we always say, get them thoughts in the comment section below, guys. We try and read out as many as we possibly can. Before we do get into it, we'll say hello to the brother. Friday. Friday's here.
That was a long week, lads. That was a long week. Work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Late all week. Delighted that the weekend is here. Delighted. Leeds are back tomorrow. Obviously, you're going away. Not really happy about that because I'm not going. But other than that, we move past it. It is what it is.
We am going to Leeds in the morning. Haven't got a bag packed. I have to be in the airport for 3:30 in the morning. It's now 8:30. So yeah, loads to do. But buzzing again. It never wears off till I'm going to Leeds. You know, going to the airport, traveling over down to Ellen Road. Just can't wait. Buzzing for tomorrow. I'm going to put all the negativity. I'm going to park it tonight now after this stream and just go over and enjoy tomorrow. Put Farke to the side, put the transfers to the side, 49ers and everything else in between. I'm just going to forget about it and go and enjoy. Have a great day. I'm going to document it. Going to do a full day vlog and that. I'm going to have Stephen Bourne with me, who was a subscriber on the channel. Is that becoming a very good pal? He's going to help me out with all the recording because Dylan's not going to be there. So Stephen's going to be a step in for Dylan tomorrow. So make sure you keep your eye out for the watch it or for the vlog as well. There will be no watch along as well because Dylan is not available to do the watch along, but he will be back for the match reaction. As you can see there on your screen, the full-time match reaction will be there. Himself and Jan will break it all down. If we do get signal coming out of Ellen Road, I will try and pop on and have a chat with you guys.
No, we don't want you.
As I'm leaving the ground, just to make us all a little bit jealous. But before we do get into it, Dylan, before we speak about anything else, we say hello to everybody that is in the building. We have Mr. White Snakes here. He says, yes, they can bounce back. So, positivity. Love it. Absolutely love it. I've smashed the like button. Now it's broken. Everyone do what Steve done. Break that like button. If I'm up and it's he must have said this earlier on, yeah, because Australia and all that. Yeah, cheers, Stevie. Thanks for popping in. Anybody leaving comments? But anybody offering a starting 11 versus Newcastle, we will get into that, buddy. Pierre says this is going to be a difficult weekend. We need to keep our heads up and we need to grind out something. But they are in the top 10 that I thought we would not beat. It's going to be a tough game against Newcastle. Tomorrow we have Paul Bourne, Paul Brennan is here as well. We've got Lynette is here as well. So good evening to everybody. Dylan, let's get into it. We'll get through a preview first and then we'll move on to the transfers as well. So give us the latest team news on transfers on my mind. Latest team news and injury concerns ahead of Newcastle.
Yeah, guys. So obviously Daniel Farke's presser was yesterday. Took little snippets out of it, but other than that, we all know our captain Ethan Amadeo was still out, looking like an international break before he's back. Ayo Tanaka, same injury, MCL. Didn't really give a rough time, just said he was out. Could be, I'd say, you never know with these kind of injuries. Could be six weeks, let's be honest with you. And then also Okafor is doubtful with a groin injury. So it's not really good on the new signing of Okafor, but that's really it, guys.
We get to a couple of the comments for I deal my way. Paul says El Canoe's going to Saudi for 40 million. I don't think I said it weeks ago about the El Canoes and it popped up again today. It was the same source that got the James Justin one right, came out and said it as well today about El Canoes that Leeds were the front runners for that. We will get into it a little bit more in detail. I've said it from the start that I don't think Canoes is coming to Leeds, but we'll see. Shane Dalton says, evening Shane. Hope you have a good time at Leeds. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Super Leeds is here. Says, evening lads, evening Super Leeds. Thanks for popping in on your Friday evening. John Pepper is here again, as always here for us. Evening guys, hope we get Hamer now. That disaster, yeah. yeah, hopefully we do get Hamer and get it sorted. Andrew says Conor McGilligan says Hamer is coming on loan. Some ITK has informed him. Yeah, I did hear that, and then there's other sources then saying that it might be a straight up buy from 15 to 20 million. So we just have to see, lads, don't we? We just try and give the information and make your own mind up until we hear that in concrete from the club, yourself. Stephen Bourne says, all right, bros and chat. Hope everyone is good. Fresh, yeah, need a fresh start tomorrow, 100%. And hopefully get a 2-1 win with the help of a passionate Ellen Road crowd. Can't wait for tomorrow. I can't wait either, buddy. Can't wait. We're going to have a fantastic day tomorrow. Rajiv is here all the way from India. He says, evening, lads. When we had the first look at our fixtures, we knew that that if we got 3 points from the first 3 games, it would be all right then. Yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, I want us to do well and not lose badly. No 5-0, please. So hopefully not. I fear the worst if Leeds get a drumming tomorrow. Hopefully not, Rajiv. I'm confident, though. Confident at Ellen Road. They always will be. Shane says, yeah, looking forward to it tomorrow, but honestly, don't think we will get the result. Come on. That positive energy. We need it, Shane. We need it. And Rusty Tinkan is here. Eddie says, Ian and lads, go check Eddie out as well. Great channel. Great channel. But let's pull it back then, Dylan, to our match preview, guys. So I'll put a little bit of a graph together. It's going to be a bit of a mainstay on our preview. So it kind of just breaks down all the information and all the fluff around it all into one little graph. So Leeds obviously sit 12th in the Premier League table. Not that it matters at this stage. Newcastle in 15. Leeds United have picked up 3 points, 1 win in their first 2. Newcastle United have yet to pick up a win, drawing the first game against Aston Villa and then losing on Monday night, last Monday, to Liverpool at home. Head-to-head, Leeds United and Newcastle have faced each other 80 times. Leeds winning 28 times, Newcastle winning 32, and they have had 20 draws, and that is your team news there. So as we know, Leeds United, Ampadu is out, Tanaka is out, and Okafor is a doubt with the groin. Major doubt is what Daniel Farke said, so I don't think we will see him feature. And then Newcastle have a good chunk of their out. We know Anthony Gordon's out because obviously his red card against Liverpool. Tonali is a doubt. Joe Linton is a doubt. Shearers is a doubt, and then obviously the issue down with Isak as well. So I think personally, Dylan, a good time to be playing Newcastle. I know Daniel Farke, to be honest with you, and excuse my language here, was talking through his arse in the press conference saying that it wasn't a good time to play Newcastle because he didn't play midweek in Champions League and all this pony. To me, they have a lot of players out there, and it's a good chance for Leeds United to pick up 3 points, especially at Ellen Road.
You legit hit the nail on the head there. It's Ellen Road. That's the main thing. It's the 12 man behind the goals. I think Bamford. I think Farke is coming up with these excuses for his own alter ego. And then obviously you said it before as well, just him being, stubborn. He's just a stubborn man, and he obviously kind of admit his wrongs. He obviously what he talked about the defeat the other day, that we were unhappy about it, and then back on the bus heading back to Leeds. Heading back to Leeds, he basically said, we were concentrating on Newcastle.
Yeah,
that's talking through his hole as well. There's no way. All them boys were definitely depressed out of their heads. We get on the bus heading back to Leeds. I think Farke genuinely just needs to change it up. You've said it, and it's kind of drilled into my head. And Jam has said it. I know Stephen has said it in the past. Just needs to stop being stubborn. Change his ways. Stop trying to believe this narrative. Yeah, maybe worked in the Championship. It's not going to work in the Premier League. It's not going to happen. The quality is too much. So hopefully tomorrow we can pick up a point. I'll be happy with a draw, being completely honest with you, lads. But I want to see some sort of improvement to what I've seen. Obviously,
I think a bit of fight though, Dylan, isn't it? It's more so for me that I wanted to see it against Sheffield Wednesday, but tomorrow I really want to see it now being back at Ellen Road. I want to see a fight back after losing 2 back-to-back games, 5-0 drumming, and the embarrassment of going out in the cup against Wednesday. I want to see a fight back from the team tomorrow, and I do think we'll get it. I really do. I'm hoping for tomorrow. As I said, put all that negativity aside. I do. I think we win tomorrow. Hopefully.
Please God.
Sophie says here, are those Newcastle players doubts or definitely out? So I'll just pop it back up for you real quickly. So most of them are doubts there, Sophia. So you see Gordon is suspended, then Tonali, I'll get your comment out of the way because that's not good because you can't see it. Gordon is suspended, obviously his red card. Tonali is a doubt, Joe Linton is a doubt, Cher is a doubt as well. So it sounds very much like 50-50, so who knows? But yeah, that's what I read up on today, that they are doubt. So we'll just have to see, yourself. What have we got here? So Rusty Tinkan says, will Longstaff be putting in a shift against his old club that he loves? That I have a feeling Longstaff might start tomorrow, and we will get into that in our predicted starting 11. I have a feeling he might start tomorrow. All right, Rusty. Let's get into it, Dylan. Anyway, we'll have a look at our predicted starting 11 tomorrow, and then it's over then to you guys. Let us know what you think for tomorrow. So I went with a back line. I think that we'd all expect. I think Strike does keep his place for this league game, and I think it's Perry and goal, Bogle, Road on Stroke, and good months on that left back. I'm not too sure whether he's going to revert back to. Oh, I didn't mean to put Ampadu shouldn't be in there. That should be Grua.
Do you know, Dan, I was just looking at that going. Well, look, I think that's the lineup we'd like to see.
Yeah, that's my predicted one if they weren't injured. So instead of Ampadu and Tanaka, that should be Longstaff and Grua for me. And then I think James, Pirro, and Monto. Dylan, yours looks a little bit more likely because mine's last week's one. But talk us through your one.
Yeah, look, I think Bogle, I thought he done brilliant when he came on. Obviously, apart from the goal, I thought he kind of injected something into the game. Obviously, we haven't really seen the good partnership what we've seen last year between James and Bogle, but only time will tell. I think it'd be rude and probably just silly to not start growing on a Stroke because I think that partnership is just there and it holds itself. Longstaff definitely comes in for me with Newcastle just being his old club. Might give him that bit of bite, and then Stack, I think, is going to shout for yourself. I think Calvert-Lewin definitely.
He's going to revert back to the 4-2-3-1, or do you think he's going to stay with the 4-3-3? You think he's going to revert?
I think we're losing it completely in the midfield with the 3 in the middle of the park. I know there's 3 there, but I think if we maybe play the 10 a bit more, I think something maybe would suit us a bit more, especially in the Premier League.
Sorry.
But I genuinely think just the way he was speaking in the presser about Calvert-Lewin, for his confidence and more minutes in the legs, I think it's time maybe to throw him in. If not start him, definitely bring him on at half time, which is not going to happen, let's be honest with you. But I think Meche and Pirro are kind of fighting for that at the minute. Because, look, Pirro didn't do great the other day, but he did great against Everton. He went missing against Arsenal, obviously. He definitely shouldn't have started for me. But as you said before, Darren, I think it's different horses for different courses. We're just going to have to keep rotating the squad to the best ability. Obviously being a home game, we'd like, if Ampadu was fit, he'd be coming in. Grew for away games, you could say, but we need to utilise the squad. We need to utilise every single person on the bench. On the negative spin on it, I don't want to see Aronson in this team, being honest with you. And he'll probably score now tomorrow, 2 goals or something.
At least says, well, if we play with a 10, Aronson is way better. Yeah, look,
he falls off the ball too much. He just gets pushed off the ball.
You're just going to have to call it, like, as I see it, lads, and I try to put it nicely over the last while, but I just don't think Brendan Aronson should be anywhere near this team in the Premier League, whether it's on the wing, whether it's in the number 10 position, whether it's sitting on the bench.
Where does he fit in there? Like, every time that he's come on, like, professional footballer, and he's passing it out and it's bouncing off him. Like, I know people make mistakes, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being a real hater at the minute. It's just, I have to agree there, to be honest with you, I really do.
Just not for me. He was great, like grand in the Championship. He's not for me in the Premier League. We need to be better. And then when you see players like Largy Ramazani being let going on, and you're keeping fellas like Brendan Aronson and Jack Harrison, it's bonkers. It really just blows my mind. And then some people obviously agree with. Some people think it was right that Ramazani went, and it's right that we kept Aronson. And then I'm asking the question, well, like, what's your reason for keeping Aronson over Ramazani? He's like, because he gets back and he runs about and the pressure and all. I'm like, he's an attacking player, like.
But sure, that's the reason why we built up in the
want our
midfield.
attacking players running back, like. That's personally for me, and I might feel harsh, but I just don't think he should be anywhere near this Leeds United side. To be honest with you, I was hoping that Leeds would have offloaded him in the summer. I really
he's going to score tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, and I'll hold my hands up and I'll say, yeah, fine, fair enough, and he probably will score tomorrow, but the following week he'll be bad again. Just no consistency. He's just not at this level, like, for me. And if he does go on and plays fantastic through the season, then you hold your hand up and say you're wrong. You don't double down on it. But it's just my opinion at the minute. He's not good enough for Leeds United. Sophie Play says, can see be all starting? Yeah, I was trying to think when I was doing the predicted lineup. Obviously, I didn't put the correct one in, but I was thinking, would it be Stroke and Bial? And I do think he's probably going to go with Stroke again. I think just about. But look, we'll know tomorrow, won't we? At 4:30 when the team lineup comes out. Newcastle midfield is definitely stronger. When a front line attack, I'm afraid we won't have the players to keep up with them for 90 minutes. That's exactly it. And that's where the game plan comes into play. That's where man management comes into play from Daniel Farke as well tomorrow, Shane. So
where is plan B?
Yeah. We've seen it being done. Inferior teams can be superior teams. We've seen it in the cup this week. So that's what we just have to do tomorrow. The more Dominic plays, if he stays fit, he will get better. Would be nice if he scores as well. Yeah. Well, I want to get into a bit of striker talk as well when we do move on to the transfer side of this thing as well. We're going to talk about Calvert-Lewin and obviously, the links with Hamer El Canus and Buenanotte today as well, so we get into all that. I recall Farke saying that Okafor said that he felt stiffness, and if it wasn't entirely an injury, yeah, he said it was he said he felt a bit discomfort, I think was the word that he used, Rajiv. And he said he was a major doubt. That's what
you see how he gets on in training.
That he was a major doubt, but he could be playing mind games, he could be on the bench on Saturday, but he just said he was a major doubt. That's why we just have doubt in for him, buddy. All the lads in the mill said hello, by the way. Might get a few subscribers, lads, saying that you might not want these head cases on your channel. Any Leeds fan is always welcome on Leeds.
Love the mill.
Yeah, love the mill. Great spot. Stephen goes on going with Perry, Bogle, Rodon, Bial, Gabby, Longstaff, Stack, Gruev, James, Pirro, Meche. That was going to be mine, except I think it's going to be Nanto. I think it's going to be Nanto and then Pirro back up top. But I don't think Meche starts tomorrow. But yeah, we'll have to see. Can't see us winning tomorrow, says Andrew. Yeah, it's very much split 50-50 down the fan base, Dylan, isn't it? Whether people think we're going to win tomorrow or not. And I suppose it is just everything that's kind of gone on this week as well. It's obviously going to add to it. Look at Dylan, before then we move on to the transfers. We always do. We always do it for a little bit of fun. We probably always get it wrong all the time. But what's your score prediction for tomorrow?
For the new subscribers or people that already know me, I never, ever, ever say Leeds are going to lose. Ever. It's not in me to say it. I'm going to go 2-2, lads.
Ooh, goals. Goals galore, that. Okafor's injury prone. Yeah, Dylan, just probably because I'm going to the game, I'm going to have to be a little bit more confident because
don't say 4-0 there.
There's times that we've gone over to Leeds and, we get up early morning and we travel over there and they've been long days, and seeing Leeds lose and walk Ellen Road, it hits a bit differently than when you're at home and Leeds lose. Do you know what I mean? Especially after the travel. So I have to be positive for tomorrow, Dylan. I am going to go 3-1 Leeds. I think Newcastle score first. Skip's gone the other way. Skip's gone 3-1 Newcastle. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, Skip. I'm going to be positive, yeah. I'm going to back the players, back the manager. We get back on it. We go 3-1. That sounds mad, but look, we'll see what happens. Stranger things have happened. Skip, I think DCL will come good. He's a bit rusty, needs game time as well. Definitely need to get him fit. And the thing is about him, the chances, Dylan, that he missed against Sheffield Wednesday was... at least he's in them positions, isn't he, to get a look at? And we always say this.
Positive, yeah.
At least you're in the positions there, you know what I mean, to try and get on the end of them. Right, we'll move on then away from us. So that is your Leeds versus Newcastle preview. It's the first time we have done it live. Thinking about doing them live more often and kind of fluffing them out a little bit more. But we'll move on to the transfer side of things because absolutely loads went on today at Leeds United. It was another madness of a day, and I think, Dylan, we're going to have to start from the start today about Facundo Buenanotte. So we obviously heard late last night that there was a plane and a medical book for Facundo Buenanotte, and he did miss it, and then he was meant to travel down to Leeds today. Soon as I heard it, as soon as I seen it, I felt a little bit like, oh, something's amiss here. If he missed that plane, he didn't just miss a plane. He didn't just miss his medical. There's something going on. There's another club in there. He's holding out agents onto someone else. I just had a feeling there was something going on. Then early then this morning, then we got news that it was meant to be Strasbourg, who obviously in the blue coat, that whole thing with Chelsea and, their multi-club model, that came through. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I had a feeling. I was like, I think Chelsea are behind this. There's something miss. And then obviously then we get the news then that Buenanotte is going to Chelsea. And it's just a bit of a mad one all around, Dylan, because I think it doesn't really benefit anyone, doesn't it? I don't think it benefits Brighton because I can't see Buenanotte playing much for Chelsea. I don't think it suits the player as well, because again, he's not going to get much game time. And then Chelsea as well, they're absolutely stacked in the attacking positions as well. But yeah, you've heard me, then I've been banging the drum about Buenanotte for the last couple of days. Really, really wanted him. So yeah, this was a bit of a kick when I heard this one fell through.
I think it's a panic buy there for Chelsea, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think simply down to Leeds, coming to the end of the window now, and we're kind of scrambling everything we can get at this stage, looking for names, looking for, positions, trying to get them in early doors, sort of stuff. And this is the stage of the window where I just lose my mind. I get completely and utterly frustrated. Going back to certain players, just say Michel, for example. I know, similar to Buenanotte, agents were hyping them up and everything was laxy-daisy and slow and sort of stuff, but there comes a point when you're kind of saying, why can't Leeds just get the deal done in the sense, give him what he wants, offer him what he wants. If not, move on. Stop hanging around. Stop waiting for confirmation. If we'll think about it. Narrative. And I think that's similar with Buonanotte, because obviously we were linked with him earlier on in the window. So yeah, I'm not too bothered. I know you're kind of missed out, but it's getting to the point now where they're just scrambling for anyone, really. It's just not on.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the window.
That's what it feels like now, Dylan. And look, we've all been saying it as Leeds fans. We've been saying it here throughout our transfer shows, throughout the whole summer. We've been saying it as well that we didn't want it to rumble late onto the window, because it will feel like then we're just going to be picking up scraps, and you're waiting for dominoes to fall. We said at the time, Dylan, and anyone that's watched it, we said at the time that's a very dangerous game to play, because if the dominoes don't fall in your favour, you look like a bit of a prat, and that's the feeling that I get for Leeds United at the minute, that we're scrambling now at the minute. We obviously are going to move on to the Gus Hamer situation, but feels like me dealing with Hamer again is exactly what you said. It's the last resort. It's the bottom of the barrel. Do you know what I mean? That, Leeds had absolutely no interest when we first went out to the Premier League. Hamer probably wasn't even on their mind. And now we've gone through Pajel, Canute, Borneo, Johnny Rowe, absolutely everyone we've been linked with over the summer. And now it just feels like we're just, settling for Hamer. That's not saying that he's not a good player. But yeah, I just feel a little bit let down towards the tail end of this window. Start of it was fantastic. Midway through it died. Picked up a little bit again when we had the 3 signings in a couple of days, and now it's died a complete dead as well. And the outgoing side of it as well, to me, is what disappoints me. I feel like at the start of this window, when we knew Bamford was gone, Gelhardt, your Greenwoods, Ramazani, Smith, I felt like we should have got that business done right at the start of the window.
It's getting messy.
Where the landline. Now it feels like we're scrambling at the minute, and we've loads to do with very little time to do it.
Look, if people have watched the videos, or if you're new to the channel, we've talked about Gus Hamer loads, and a topic did come up about Buendia and Gus Hamer. Who would you prefer? Me personally, Gus Hamer is set piece taker, and you can be seeing what he done with Sheffield United last season, free kicks that he scored. Going back to last January, including me and you down, and I'll put my hands up, I was like an absolute raging bull that we didn't get a 10 in that January. And you're a witness. And we kind of said, right, going into the next stage into the season, if Leeds don't get promoted or win the championship, the 49ers and Daniel Farke let us down. Now, clearly they haven't. We're in the Premier League. So at the start of this season, the start of the window, Gus Hamer came up again and again, and it just keeps coming up and coming up. So my point is here, why can't you just make a decision if you're going to get him or you're not going to get him? This is going on since last January now.
And that's what, I understand, Dylan, that you're not going to get every single player you want, because the position Leeds were in the championship coming up. But we said it as well at the start about the Bajel one. It's like it rumbled on for about, it was just over 2 weeks. I think it was 18 days altogether the Bajel one went on for. And it was at the stage where Leeds would need to make a decision. They go into the player, they put their full potential, they offer Feyenoord exactly what they can pay for him. They offer the player exactly what they can give him wage-wise, what they can offer him bonus game, blah, blah, blah. That's it on the table. You've 24 hours to come back with a deal or accept it. And if you don't, you move on to other targets. I think that's the way you need to operate in business. And even if it's a good player that you wanted, you don't get him, you move on. And it just felt like it was just back and fro with it. And it was like Leeds were, kind of just sniffing around, kind of waiting on pick me sort of thing. And that's just not good enough for Leeds United. And that's what I really feel, that we should go in with our highest hand. If you don't like it, well then see you later. Then we move on to the next one. We move on to the next target. Leeds have done all they can for this player. Get the local journalists, Graham Smith, Adam Pope, Joe Dunn. Get all them to report. We went in with the highest bid we could. Player doesn't want to come to Leeds. We move on to the next one. It's all this, it's all this to and fro, back and forward. Leeds are interested. Leeds are monitoring. Leeds are after. Leeds and all this. This is what frustrates fans. And then it rumbles on for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then we go in them with a deal like this, and then they end up going off somewhere else. So very disappointing. Enter the window now Friday. Over the weekend will much get done, and then we know it closes at Monday at 7 o'clock. We will be live for that for 6 o'clock, and hopefully Leeds get a bit of business done. But it feels very underwhelming, very frustrating into the window. I think that's, for me, the only way I can describe it.
Well, as I said, we're going back to the 10 situation. We're banging the drum. And I made it clear, considering that was the main target that Leeds were going after was Hamer. I'm all over it. Sign me up. But then there was other names that were linked. Hamer was vanished too.
Yeah.
And now we're back again, and it's just kind of like, Why did you make all this a big ordeal? If you, considering you were going to get him last January, you didn't. Why didn't you get him in the summer? Now we're, as you said, scrambling for scraps at the end of the window. Look, it just gets messy. And boy, I have to agree with what you're saying there. Put a bid in, 24 hours. If not, we're moving somewhere else. Simple as. It's simple
Look,
as.
that's us from outside the club, but that's what I feel. Instead of just hanging about, give us an answer, or we go elsewhere and we move on to our next target.
Even at that, Darren, when it's big players, like I'll just use Bajau as an example. We obviously wanted to play European football. Completely understandable. I get that, and I can't judge the man for wanting to go play European football and wanting to better his career instead of coming to a team that, let's be honest, going to be fighting relegation battle. But when you look at it in a sense of what we got Tanaka for, why can't we do that again? There's not a once in a million chance. Like, why can't we? I'm not saying you have to look for the same kind of standard of player that Tanaka brings to the team, but definitely the same kind of budget, if that makes sense, and bring them up through the ranks, as opposed to spending mad money on one player.
Right, we'll get into a couple of the comments. Danny Talksley says, smash a like and subscribe. Please do that. Guys, there is 50 odd people watching here, only 28 likes. Make sure you hit that like button for us, guys. We'll appreciate it. Dr. Cox says, don't want Solomon. Yeah, I still have a sneaky feeling Solomon could be.
Can we talk about that actually just real quick? Do you think it'd be the right thing to do? Considering we brought in Okafor?
No, I think it's going to be very underwhelming. If we had done it at the very start of the window when we got promoted and it was agreed and Solomon was come back here and we paid the 20 million Spurs wanted from, I think we would have been all right. But I think too much has gone by with Bajau and all that. I think we'll feel very, very underwhelmed when he comes back. Now, look, if he signs on Monday, puts on a lead short, I'll back him. We know his qualities when he is on it, when he's fit, and you'll just have to back him down, won't you? But then
you're going to have to start like kind of changing players like Okafor, for example. Just off the top of my head, obviously Ramazani's gone on loan to Valencia, but why did we get Okafor?
Yeah, well, that's Okafor fills that position, yeah.
Yeah, and then I know Okafor can kind of play across the park, play the 9, the 10, and both wings. But then what do we get Calvert-Lewin for? What do we get Mecha for? It's just a bit like you're just kind of getting players in for the crack, if that makes sense.
Skip says here, we needed a quality 9-10 creative player for years, and we're still waiting. We are. Yeah. I don't think we get a striker, lads. I really don't.
No,
I think that's it. I was listening back and kind of trying to put a bit of a puzzle together on Farke's press conference, what he's been saying. He keeps saying attacking players, not strikers, not centre forwards. He keeps saying attacking players. And I think the club, with everything with Calvert-Lewin, the wages he's on, giving him the number 9 shirt, I think we're hanging a hat on Calvert-Lewin, Pirro, and Mecha. That's personally what I feel. I'm happy to hold hands up if we do get one in. I just feel that to me. I think it might be more.
I've been promised a star quality signing.
Yeah, I don't think we get a Bayern a very late bid, maybe for Mini's off Fulham, but yeah, I'm not very confident. It's been very, very short in a way, rumours for strikers the whole way through this window. We'd had Muniz, we'd had Demirovic, small one of Gassand. Like there was little bit parts, nothing really kind of strong. And I would just be very surprised if we do go there. I've kind of maybe pieced it and said that it's going to be Calvert-Lewin. It's going to be our number 9. Stephen says it would be worse if they never went in for these players, and unfortunately we can't compete with the financial powers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, I want us to go for these players, Stephen, absolutely 100%, but it's more so when we're waiting a week or two, for answers back. That's what frustrates me. It's like we need our answer, we're moving on to the next one. The club is, first of all, if you haven't made your decision after, a week or two of us, giving you an offer, well, then you're clearly not the type of player for us. You're clearly not sure about being here. You move on to your next target then. But dragging it out for that long for me, that's what
I think it's a bit annoying though, Darren, as well, when you look at like the Ramazani situation, right now, and then like even down to Bamford. I wanted Bamford gone last season, no disrespect to him, but just, genuinely thought we were going to get a star quality signing. But why did it take so long for the outgoings this late in the window?
Yeah.
And then, no offense to Okafor or Calvert-Lewin or Mecha, but then like these are the replacements. Like, and I'm kind of looking at it going, there's not much of a difference here.
Yeah. Emmett says here, but we have to believe whatever happens, we need 100% behind the lads. That's why it's marching on together. Absolutely.
Correct.
I was talking in our Only Leeds Bros group chat today, and I spoke about as well, that I just want the window to close now because I want to just solely focus on the football and side of things now. It feels like the window has been the longest window in the world. Like it's dragged on, it's dragged on. I cannot wait till 7 o'clock on Monday night till it closes. No matter if Leeds get the players in that they need or don't get the players in. I've just had enough of all the rumours and speculations and links and not comings and the ups and downs of it all. I just want to get back to concentrating on the football, what we all love. So yeah, 7 o'clock Monday can't come quick enough. If anything happens at Leeds, it'll be a player. Yeah, probably, yeah. Player going out, yeah. Melier gone. Don't go to bed just yet. Melier's gone. Hamer is a definite for me. He has the skill set within our squad that we don't have as well. Then
I think for the middle of the park.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're all right. Let's move on then. We'll talk about Gus Hamer as well. We'll talk about him a little bit more in detail because obviously he's a player that Leeds have been linked with for a long time now. It's gone back now nearly 2 years. We put in a bid for him last year. Obviously, Wilder gave us the laugh about it. That was a laughable offer. Small bit again in January came up, but eventually looks like, famous last word, looks like Leeds could be on this time for Hamer.
Yeah, look, as I said, I've always wanted him, but this late in the window is a bit of annoying. It's a bit like, yeah, we'll take you now because we didn't get what we wanted. If that makes sense. But he is a quality player. Set piece, delivery, he can score goals, and that's definitely what we need. And he works his socks off. And if he does go back to playing, well, look, he's an overall 10. That's what we need. And going back to what I can remember someone said at the start of the comment, what Aronson being in there just doesn't work. Like, and he's not the 10. Maybe this is the final piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, look at. I definitely think we need someone of like Hamer's skill set. But as I said, I would have liked it to be done earlier in the window. He definitely has a set piece quality that we need because I just don't want Stack taking set pieces.
Yeah.
Score a free kick as well. And what I like about Hamer as well, and again, it's the question mark will be over. Can he, take the step up to the Championship or to the Premier League from the Championship? We've seen him playing in the Premier League before for Sheffield United, and there's games where he looked very good, and there's games where he looked very off it, and he's had a few niggles and injury concerns as well. But he is. There's no denying it, Dylan. On his day when he turns it on, he's a good player. I like about him as well. He's that midfielder with a bit of tenacity, hustle and bustle about him, gets about the pitch, likes to tackle. And as mentioned there, he's something that we just don't have in this Leeds team at the minute. So again, if he comes in, you'll back him 100%. There's a part of me as well that will, make it a little bit sweeter that we're nicking it off Sheffield United because I have a couple of bookmarks there on Twitter that I'm ready to launch out if he does sign straight away. So yeah, look,
take the wooden spoon out, will you? Take the wooden spoon out.
It's how we've kind of got to this situation of Hamer, isn't it? That if you had said it to me a few weeks ago when we're getting Bajel that you'll end up with Gus Hamer, I would have said, nah, you're mad, absolutely not. So it's the process that we've got to Hamer. But now that we're here with 3 days to go, as the famous saying is, beggars can't be choosers.
That's it. But look, solely just what we seen from him last season, and I like him, I really do. But as I said, I just think it would feel like a little underwhelming, if I'm being honest with you, because we just other number 10s that we've kind of been linked with earlier on in the season, Hamer wasn't coming up in it, and now all of a sudden he is for the 5th time in the window, and then obviously last year as well. So just get him. If you're not going to get anyone else, just get him. I'm not saying he's not good enough. He is. We've seen his qualities, and then like that as well. I think it's simply down to the set piece. Deliveries and free kicks to get Stack away from them, because he's just, if you have Road on there, Stroke and Stack in the box, I think it'll look more likely for a goal to go in.
Droshan says here the 49ers want to expand the stadium and improve the team, raising value to $1 billion and sell in 3 to 5 years. They have no immediate plans to sell and want to double their investment. I seen that today, the little report that came out today, and some people are kind of, they're only here for the short term. I think all owners are here for the short term. They're here to, make their money in the investment. Realistically, what they need to do is make the team successful on the pitch for them to get their investment back. So it's in their interest to keep Leeds in the Premier League. And, that's fine by me. Fine by me. Leeds bros, Mez is being given the number 16 shirt. That doesn't sound like he's leaving. He better be leaving. He better be leaving. There's
Tony,
no way he's going to be
why you had such a bad week, Ari?
Unless something's came up for Darlow, Dylan, and they're going to keep Mez on as number 2.
No, I like Darlow. I'd like Darlow, but I just want to, with Danny there, I've had such a bad week, and I was looking forward to this Friday, and now you're just at the ruin of my Friday night with that comment.
Yeah, loan with obligation. We hear this from Hamer. So the first source that came out said it was a loan with an obligation. I think it came from Joe Donoghue, and then other sources saying that it could be straight up then 10 to 15 million pounds for Hamer as well. So who knows? Who knows? The same with the Isaac Smith one. It was meant to be a straight loan with no obligation, and then it ended up being a permanent deal. So you don't really know the finer details dealing with these as well, and it just seemed to come out so quick as well. As soon as the Buena Notte news broke, it was like 10 minutes later, then Hamer was linked to a Leeds. So yeah, you never really know until you get the full kind of rubber stamp from the club. Sophie says, I would be happy to get Hamer. Ideally, get him a little younger, but better late than now. Or a little bit younger. I think you mean earlier, yeah.
You
Younger
could say
as
the
well.
same though about Pabs. Good old Pabs, he was like a fine wine.
Yeah. After Newcastle game, that was Ellen Road closed until home game. No transfers coming in. Yeah, I hope not. But we definitely need a couple more in. Fans slating Hamer saying that he's not good enough, but he's definitely better and more creative than the players we have. Well, he's definitely, if we're going to revert back to the 4-2-3-1 and he's going to go back playing at the 10, playing with a number 10, he's definitely better than Brendan Aronson by a mile for me, and he's definitely better than Joe Pirro as well in the mile. So you are improving on that position as well, Skip. So I do agree with you. I said I would have liked it to just happen early on. It's the process that we've kind of got here to Hamer that kind of has me scratching my head. If we get Hamer, make sure he gets a house nowhere near the pub. I think he's a legend. Imagine going into Peacock after the game, then he win off. Can't see us signing Hamer though. He's under 6'4". Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're 5'11". Sorry, we can't sign you at all. You're absolutely done. It's a private equity investment, which means they are promising returns for investors like Crew, Nance, and Farrell. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they get the money out in 3 to 5 years. It's the way investment works in as well. All that, Larry, Nance, and all, they're all going to want their money back at some stage as well. It's the only reason why they're being here. So, yeah, don't be fooled. I think it's a big risk by the 49ers with an underwhelming window like this. If it goes wrong, only them to blame. Yeah, absolutely, Skip. Absolutely. Did you only have themselves to blame as well? I said, look, a cracking start to the window. Players who got in got that backline sorted pretty much straight away. We've got a goalkeeper in. We got our midfield sorted. We knew when we got to the attacking side of it that it was going to be a little bit rough, Dylan, didn't we? But I didn't think it'd be this bumpy.
It's very bumpy. I like that word that you use because it is. That's what it is. It is just pure bumpy. And look, we hear that they were coming out with a statement signing of a striker, a star quality striker. No disrespect to Calvert-Lewin, he's had his ups and downs. He's a good servant for everything, the goals and appearances that he's brought to the team. Obviously, Pirro's still our like more or less our main striker until Calvert-Lewin's fit, and then obviously Mecha comes in, obviously being an injury-prone player. So I'm still waiting for the star quality signing that they're on about.
Yeah, well, that's what we were promised towards the tail end of the window. Do you remember Graham Smith tweet said that Leeds are confident in the final days of the window that he could get Rodrigo Muniz? That's what came out, and they'll remain confident right till the end of the window. So yeah, with 3 days left to go, Dylan, I'm not very confident, but yeah, I'd look if we get Hamer and possibly one more attacking player. Now look at. Take this one because I obviously left this one to last, but it's Bilal El Khanous. So I thought we were finished talking about Bilal El Khanous, but it was the same source that got the James Justin one to Leeds. It was the first one to break it that got it right, and obviously James Justin obviously did end up coming to Leeds. But he broke that. Leeds United are the front runners for Bilal El Khanous. Now in the meantime as well, more sources came out and said that it's a 40 million move to Saudi, Dylan. But in theory, Dylan, if you kind of push everything aside, if we got Hamer and Khanous towards the tail end of the window these last 3 days, that's probably a decent end to the window, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. We talked about El Khanous, I think it was a few videos ago, and he definitely suited Daniel Farke's system. Likes to cut in on the right, what we've seen in the past. He's young as well, and Premier League experience behind him. I think it's a no-brainer, but yet again, as you said, it's kind of how are you going to do it? I don't even know what to say with these transfers because it's just kind of like it's kind of just getting to the point now where like we're just linked to everyone on our nannies.
At the start of this window, you very much had
a vision.
A tunnel vision. Yeah. You had your thoughts of what way Leeds should go out the window. But because everything that's happened this window, missing out on players, getting the excitement up, or we're getting him, or no, we're not getting him again. Same thing happened today with Buonanotte. When I heard he was coming to Leeds, I was absolutely buzzing, pepping me, stepping in. He's gone to Chelsea, and the whole afternoon, I'm like, oh, Leeds. And then Hammers came up again. So it has been that window, as the song goes, a window of being like complete ups and downs. But like as you said about the Canoes one, Dylan, we spoke about him, then he wasn't coming, then he came back again. And then the last time, then when obviously, Spurs are meant to be in for him. Crystal Palace are meant to be in for him as well. I was like, nah, don't deal. Like, there's not a chance he's going to come to Leeds. Yeah, small sort of rumours. But again, I stand by what I said a couple of weeks ago. I would be shocked if he does come to Leeds.
I'm going to ask you a mad question here now, just off topic.
Go on, go
of all the players that we've been linked to it, which one do you feel you were let down by?
Peugeot by a mile.
No, man, mine's Milinkovic, Savage. I'll never let that go.
Yeah,
I'll never let that go. That goalkeeper is unbelievable.
Yeah, Savage would mean good. He was a beast. Joe B is in the building. Hope you're keeping well, pal. Hey, Blueco have just done Cesc. Have they? Ooh. It could be a game changer. Let's keep an eye on that one. Absolutely keep an eye on that one.
Breaking news, is it?
Maybe. We'll have to see what happens.
Why would I be crying into me Guinness? Why?
No, because you're a girl. Madness Joe, how can Chelsea get away with that? Yeah, it's that multi-club model and hiding things and stuff like that. It's just, usually. If we drop Kearns, we can get 2 more. I think there should be cash. Settle for Hamer would be really good, like Uche. Yeah, Katantis Uche as well. If we can get him as well. Get another striker. We'd have to let Pirro go. Which I would. Yeah. I just don't think. Well, what do you think, Dylan, on the striker? And you guys in the chat as well. Do you think we do a striker, Dylan? Because I think it's very unlikely.
No, I think it'd be too good to be true. Look, we were promised. I live my life on promises. So, do what you said you were going to do. But with Metro coming in and Calvert-Lewin, are they going to go and spend, 30 to 40 million, 50 million maybe on a striker? Who knows? But I wouldn't be getting rid of Pirro anyway. Definitely not.
Yeah,
I set 13 goals this year, and I'm holding me word to it. He hasn't scored yet, but I'm holding me word to it.
This is obviously about El Canu. So he said he sat in the crowd at Leicester, being dropped, being a rat once out, but Leicester don't need the money as well. Yeah, Leicester hold the cards now at the minute with him as well. I think.
I don't like when players do that though.
Did we say his contract was 2 years? I think 2 or 3
Yeah,
more
2
years.
years.
We were saying obviously when it goes past the release clause, it was the 15th of August, that then Leicester will hold all the cards with 2 or 3 years left in his contract. They can basically demand, 30 up, and I think it's 40 million now that they want from him as well. So, yeah. Shane says Hamer will be our last signing. Let's hope he supplies the balls we need for our forward line, scores a few. Once he puts that lead shirt on, we need to support. Yeah, absolutely. Same thing again tomorrow. We'll be supporting everyone, and Leeds pick up all 3 points tomorrow, and Farke comes around and does his lap of honour. I'll be doing, yeah, love you, Farke. You're a god. Love you. Football fans, we're fickle. We're fickle. We change so quick. We all just want our club to do well behind it all. BMG says it could be half a Guinness at this rate, Dillo. No Guinness tonight now for me. I'm up nice and early, so no Guinness. We won't do a striker unless Dillo's poster above his bed boy gets sold. Yeah, I think so as well. I think 1 in, 1 out. I think unless someone goes, and look, they're not going to get rid
Championship goal scorer last season. That's all I'll say.
Means nothing in the Premier League, Dylan.
Absolutely
nothing in the Premier
League. Doesn't. You're dead right, but I think with the confidence of him going into it, give him time.
BMG says here, the only way that we get another striker is to offload Pirro, which I doubt will happen. Yeah, I don't think so. And didn't he do a bit of a piece saying, that there was offers coming in for him that he rejected. He wanted to stay at Leeds, wanted to fight for his place. And then another source came out from Leeds as well, saying that they rejected offers for Pirro as well, that they wanted to keep him. So yeah, all the signs are he's going to stay. Michael Pallet says, hit that like button, please do so, guys. That would be absolutely fantastic. Although I would personally try to upgrade on Pirro, he will get snuffed out far too often this season. Yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure. There's definitely question marks in the conversation to be had there about Joe Pirro in the Premier League. Absolutely. Dylan won't like to hear it, whether it's in the number 10 position or in the striker position.
Who's being negative?
Just a conversation to have. It's just a conversation to have if he's good enough for the Premier League.
I'm only messing.
That would be Hamer. Yeah, Hamer's going to be our last signing. I think so as well. I'd find it very hard that we get anything else done. That bloke on Farley TV does a cracking impression of seeing that. Yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah, he's brilliant. Class. Not many people can nail it, but he certainly can. Is Hamer 100% mate? A Sheffield United journalist is saying different. Yeah. So Danny Hall, I think his name is a Sheffield United journalist, and he said that is not on. And it's not happening, but then there's other sources came out and said it is on. You've seen a couple of the other creators coming out saying that they've had ITK people letting them know that it is on and stuff like that. We just talk about it, Michael. We've always said it here in Only Leeds Bros. We're certainly not ITK. We're fans just like you guys. We pick up the information and we come here and we have a chat about it with you guys. We're definitely not ITK. Definitely not. So, yeah, look, I would personally go off the journalist, but then there's times the journalists get things wrong as well, Dylan, don't they?
Yeah, they have in the past. Certain people that's probably watching this right now, I won't say who, still waiting for Simicast to land, if you know what I mean.
Simicast was done, wasn't he? Simicast was done and dusted. BMG says Benanotte would have been the final nail in John Pepper's coffin. John Pepper wasn't here. I don't know if he's still in here. He wasn't here earlier on, but yeah.
He was actually positive the other day, remember?
Yeah, he was.
It was funny.
Right, Dylan, I think we will leave it there. So that is it for your match preview and a little bit of a transfer news roundup. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. As I said, there will be no watch along tomorrow as I'm heading to the game. Dylan's not around for it, but Dylan will be back for the full-time match reaction as well with Jam. I'll try and get in as I'm leaving Ellen Road as well to kind of have a chat with you guys, hopefully after seeing Leeds United pick up all 3 points. And then we'll put a bit of a vlog as well to get to document the whole day traveling out from Dublin and what it's like, the whole ifs and buts and all about it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream, lads. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Make sure you're dropping the like on the video before you leave. And of course, hit subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. Dylan, anything to say before we say goodnight to all these lovely people?
Yeah, I hope you, Stephen, have a great time in Leeds.
Thanks very much. I don't know if that's coming across sarcasm or if it's genuine.
I'll let you think about
it. Danny says, Dillo, have a great trip to Leeds tomorrow. Oh,
sound that.
Oh. Right, that is it from us, guys. Mind yourselves, mind each other, and we'll catch you in the next one.